you guys, if you're not utilizing your upline and your resources, then you are doing it wrong. And if you're doing it wrong, don't feel bad. Be excited, because I always get excited when I find out like something new or something that I haven't been doing, because it makes me realize, ooh, awesome. That means room for improvement. That means room for growth. That means I can make something different happen. So what I want to ask you guys, and you don't have to answer, but I just want you to ask yourself, how many of you guys are using third-party resources for your sponsoring? How many of you guys even know what that means? Okay, so many people feel frustrated or stuck, or like, I don't know how to add to my team. I don't really know what to do. But they're not even utilizing the resources that they have right in front of them. So if you're not doing it, you're pretty much wasting opportunities talking to people. You need to utilize third-party. Oh boy, hold on. Oh gosh, what are you doing, honey? Okay, go in with Daddy. He's just finishing his shower. Go take the crackers in with Daddy. She just poured out a whole thing of crackers on the ground. Wheat Thins. Yay. Go in with Daddy. Go with Daddy. Anyhow, if you're not utilizing those resources, you're wasting an opportunity. Unless that person you're speaking with is just hooked from the beginning and they're like, yeah, I want to sign up. Your next step is to bring in a third-party resource, okay? Because you can tell them until you're blue in the face about the opportunity, how amazing it is. But you need to have somebody else back that up. Whether that's a person, whether that's a video that you have made, or maybe your upline or your Crown Princess has made, talking about the opportunity, talking about the experience, sharing with them their experience and their passion for it, and the ability to be successful. So one thing that I encourage you all to do, unless you have an upline who is not active or maybe not super successful in recruiting, you can then go to the next upline. And if she isn't, the next upline. The cool thing about you guys is that you have such a strong team and such strong uplines that you probably are going to be able to find somebody really quick. I'm so sorry. But you're going to invite your new prospect and that person, that upline, to a three-way message or a three-way call. Are calls always better than messages? Yes. Some people aren't willing to do a call, and that's okay. So what I like to do to transition them, or what I tell my girls to do to transition them, so for instance, I have a girl that messaged me yesterday and she said, hey, this is my friend, this is her situation. Hey, if you push that, Sissy, the show will turn off. This is her situation. I've added her to the Makeup and Money group, which is basically just like, I think you guys have a group like that. Carolyn, will you tell me what it's called? It's basically a potential distributor group. That's a third-party resource, okay? Will you reach out to her, introduce yourself, tell her a little bit about your story, and let her get to know you a little bit. So I have my girls create a three-way message. And in the three-way message, they would say, let's say the, okay, so your guys is called Lip Convo. Perfect. So you guys have this. It's available to you. I bet it's better than the one I have, okay? So let's say that I'm talking to, let's say Meredith is my downline, and she's talking to Caroline, Caroline, you guys, I always say her name wrong. I'm sorry. She's talking to her about signing up. So she's going to do a three-way conversation, and she's going to say, hey, Caroline, I added you to this three-way conversation with a great friend of mine, Natalie. She's been super successful in the business and just love sharing it with other people. I love hearing her story, and I think that you'll love to hear it as well. So here she is. I can't wait for you guys to meet each other. And then that's when I jump on and I do my thing, okay? You're going to let me, who is good at this and can close people with, like, in my pajamas with my eyes closed. I'm not really that good at it, but it is definitely a strength of mine. You're going to let me then take the wheels. You've planted the seed. You've nurtured them. You've given them some details. They need a third party to help close them. Okay, a third party can be a three-way conversation. It can be, I know Meredith has a really cool video that she uses. I don't know if Caroline has one as well. You can create your own, but make sure you run it by your upline who knows what she's doing, and if she doesn't, your Crown Princess, that talks about the opportunity. It can be one more thing you can give them, one more resource, so that it's not just, you know, Natalie, some random girl, like, who is she? Why does she know what she's talking about? How do I even know this is a real thing? They need to see a tangible third party showing them like, yeah, this is a thing, and yeah, you can be successful, and oh, she's saying the same thing as this girl said, and oh, that information does match up. It helps to solidify and close the deal. And for me, what I do is I just send a voice message, and I would say, hey, I want to add you to this awesome group. It's for people who are interested in becoming a distributor, and it tells you a little bit more about it. It shares different stories of people who have started. It tells you about the discount structure, maybe a little bit more in depth. I'd love to add you to it if that's okay with you. And then don't just add them and leave them alone. Let your upline know that you have added them, or let your crown princess know if that's applicable. You can't take everything to your crown princess, but in certain situations it's applicable. Let them know so that they can nurture them. And then I think three-way conversations, three-way calls are like, they're like so important and so critical. I've never had a three-way conversation or call that hasn't ended up in the person signing up, unless it was like a rare case where that person like was not ever interested in the first place, and they probably shouldn't have been sent to the three-way call. It's kind of like a you got to do it every single time type of a thing. Utilize the resources that you have, and utilize third-party why do I just forget what it's called? Third-party recruiting. I don't know if that's the right word for it. I just like had a brain fart. To help you close your deals. Okay, you guys, that's kind of all I had. Really, these trainings are just supposed to be 10 minutes. I'm happy to answer any questions. Caroline, is there anything that you wanted me to go over or cover? I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you guys check yourself and be real with yourself. Third-party validation, that's what I meant. Be real with yourself. If you're not doing this, you cannot expect to get the results that you want. You may see little results, but if you're feeling stuck and you don't know what to do and you're not doing this, do it. It's crazy to me when girls feel like, for instance, I just talked to a girl and she said, my sales have been a little bit slow. You know, I'm trying, but things have just been busy with our family, but they've been a little bit slow, and I'm just trying to decide, blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay, let's talk about Facebook parties. How are Facebook parties going for you? How many do you have scheduled? What's going on? That's just where I went first. Just one question, because there's 1,000 that I could do. I could talk about demos. I could talk about in-home parties. I could talk about how many people she's talking to. But I just asked that one thing. She's like, well, I've actually never done a Facebook party before. I've posted about it in my group, but nobody was interested. I'm like, okay, you can't sit here and tell me that you're having slow sales, but you haven't even reached out to one person asking them about doing a Facebook party, and you've never even done one. So you've got to do them. So if you're not doing this, that's my point. If you're not doing third-party validation and using those resources, you can't say, oh, I'm not, it doesn't work for me, or I'm not good at it. You have to use the things that are there for you. Let me just read through these really quick.